DPlus Kia wins PMGC 2024, and it was the most dramatic victory we have ever seen in PMGC history. When everyone thought that Regnum Kardiabra would lift the trophy, DPlus Kia turned the tables in a twist no one saw coming, securing their place in PUBG Mobile Esports history as the 2024 Global Champions. The Grand Finals in London brought together 16 of the world's strongest teams, with EMEA squads dominating the league stage and entering as the favourites. But South Korea's DPlus Kia proved that the crown now belongs to them. They didn't have the strongest of starts. In fact, DPlus Kia's journey started on a disastrous note. Game 1 saw them wiped by RCB with a stellar grenade from Silas, decimating their squad. They ended at the 15th place with 0 eliminations. Now Game 2 wasn't good either. This time the Vicious and Thundertalk Gaming teamed up to take them down, leaving DPlus Kia at the 16th with just 1 elimination point.
Very difficult to play in, with numbers reduced for Team Spirit, playing as 3, all the harder. Vicious now pushing up towards the top of Everest and open up towards Nolbu. It's good for the first. Vicious moving on in. They haven't taken a knock yet either. But there is that trade finally found, but it's 1-for-1 again on that engagement with the earlier flush they found. It's not looking too good for DPlus Kia, but they are still struggling through. Fabian and Osal on the top of the high ground here. A nade over from Diminor to get them low, but there's that spray down. 2 players left for DPlus Kia, but they're still giving it a good go.
It was equalized pretty quickly, and for DPlus, it was a real big struggle. Great nade comes from down the hill, and that will be DPlus Kia going out on the top of Everest, taking a big old tumble down towards the bottom, and it certainly was a vicious play.
But the third game is when DPlus Kia showed some signs of life. They wiped out Guild in an intense 4v4 but struggled to rotate into the southern island, losing most of their team. Now Osal, being the lone survivor, survived quite well, and DPlus Kia managed to secure a total of 5 elimination points, and again 0 placement points. But in Game 4, Fabian's survival skills secured their first placement points, finishing 8th with no eliminations this time. Now Game 5 on Miramar was the moment DPlus Kia needed. With back-to-back squad wipes of Vicious, Voin Donkey and Falcon's Force, they amassed eliminations.
Creating a little island for themselves in the midst of it all. Voin Donkey ID, they've been in this crater for a while, and now DPlus Kia are looking to try and blast them out of it. Nolbu nade over, gets it open. A Potato's the second to fall, and that's going to bubble straight into the waiting arms of Razak. Now it's just Zeta left for Voin Donkey ID. Not really too much to do about it, and a clinical approach there from DPlus Kia.
Although Navi 6 landed a game-changing grenade, but DPlus Kia secured a 3rd place finish with 14 points, propelling them to the 11th overall, directly from the bottom of the tables. But Game 6 is where the actual jump in the leaderboards happened. DPlus Kia went for a 3v1 split the entire game and grabbed kills throughout, racking up a total of 22 points and their first chicken dinner. This massive game took DPlus Kia to the 4th place in the overall standings at the end of Day 1. Day 2 began with a solid performance against Team Spirit and Insilio. Now, despite losing players to the Blue Zone, they finished 6th with 7 eliminations. Game 8 showcased their dominance against Thundertalk Gaming, though a mid-game trap by RCB ended the run at 11th place with 7 kills. Then a series of consistent performance saw them climbing steadily, and by Game 12, they faced Guild in a thrilling 4v4.
They're on the roll-up, and DPlus Kia may have it snatched all away from the bottom of the tables. They are causing trouble. 2 players down for DPlus Kia, and EXO still in with a chance, but DPlus Kia keeping it under control.
Guild couldn't confirm any of the knocks before being wiped, so DPlus Kia had a complete reset after the fight, and were the only team in the lobby with 4 men strong. DPlus Kia then takes down the duo of Vicious in their final battle and wins the game. 8 total eliminations, with Nobu alone having 5 of them, gives DPlus Kia a total of 18 points and a 2nd place in the overall standings at the end of Day 2. It was 92 total points, just 6 behind RCB, the table toppers. Now Day 3 started rough, with DPlus Kia caught in third-party fights and struggling to stay alive. Half of the day's games were done and DPlus Kia couldn't quite give their best yet.
A crossfire established, but it's not going to matter. Longs has this back, and Triple S can keep on rolling. Over towards Osal, DPlus Kia fall.
Now final 3 games remained and DPlus Kia were sitting at the 4th place, 23 points behind the table toppers. Now the trophy seemed to be slipping away, but then comes a strike back. DPlus Kia racked a lot of points in the 16th game. They had a really lengthy fight with the Vicious, but they managed to take them down. DPlus Kia then took down a couple of players from Team Spirit and RCB, wiping them out. And by the end, DPlus Kia and Alpha 7 were the only 2 teams alive. Alpha 7 wins the game and DPlus Kia gets a 2nd place finish with 8 eliminations to their name. The 17th game saw DPlus Kia racking up kills right from the beginning. They wiped out Incilio, then hunted down their regional rivals DRX in a proper 4v4 battle. And in the end, it all comes down to a 4v4 battle between DPlus Kia and Thundertalk Gaming. But 2 amazing nades from AJ and King seals it all for Thundertalk Gaming.
Goes AJ. Dangerous positioning. Nade could be good. Airburst strong.
Oh, big.
Hits 1, hits a 2nd. It's all down to Fabian.
He's got the roadside, but nothing more. A 1v3 on the cards. DPlus Kia need him to dig deep. King moves forward, surges into the fight. The spray is good for 1, and it will connect. Thundertalk take the chicken dinner.
DPlus Kia ends up at the 2nd place again, but this time with a total of 11 eliminations. This game takes DPlus Kia all the way to the 2nd place in the overall standings. And one final game remains. An absolute cinema. With an unprecedented circle shift to Miramar's eastern island, strategies diverged. RCB dominated the mainland, racking up 13 eliminations before falling in 6th place with 152 total points. Meanwhile, DPlus Kia rotated early to the island, gatekeeping and securing 4 eliminations. Now as the final moments played out, DPlus Kia achieved the win they needed with additional eliminations, surpassing RCB and claiming the championship with a total of 153 points.
DPlus Kia could go all the way.
For Nobu, this be a point for DPlus. A change in behavior from him and PMGC descending to the front lines. And they didn't doubt him for a second as soon as he started spearheading into the water. Over towards that east island, they followed him. And they might just be following him to the trophy here at PMGC 2024. 2 players stand in their way.
Influence Rage and the Vicious, the Americas, in the way of South Korea now. And Lil Boy with his back to the blue will be forced out. Point denial could change things here, Blank. I haven't run the numbers on it, but it could have an impact pretty significantly. Could change the tide of this tournament.
It depends on the placement points from RCB. I don't even remember when they went down. So shocked by this circle. If both points are denied, it's 16 points of the 13 elims and then whatever placement points on top.
There's the first. But that goes over to Lil Boy. Blank 1 has been denied.
Now Lil Boy
spotted.
Knows is big, and that's DPlus with a chicken dinner.
They find the chicken dinner, but have they found the tournament? They don't know. They're waiting for confirmation. It is DPlus Kia who have won the title. RCB pinned to the post. It's South Korea.
DPlus Kia, A+ on the grind. They leave their rivals behind. They bring their soul to London. Your PMGC 2024 champions.
DPlus Kia goes on to become the global champions of PUBG Mobile. Nolbu, with his out-of-the-world performance throughout these 3 days, becomes the MVP of PMGC, and South Korea now becomes the rulers of PUBG Mobile.